of Love Church in Mwea, and we bless God for this day. We're supposed to have started earlier, but because of some technical issues and logistics here and there, we were not able to do that. However, just want to share a few things on what we are supposed to have discussed today. But nonetheless, we start with a round of prayer and then we can proceed for a few minutes. Father, in Jesus' name, we thank you this day for giving us an opportunity again to gather in this very place. Thank you for the gift of life and for the breath that you've put within us. And even as we share and talk about some issues today, you're going to be together with us. Give us knowledge, understanding, and insight on every matter. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. So, welcome so much. We're supposed to have started talking about digital skills, and especially for the kids. And that is our discussion today. And I know the guest is on the way. And so I know most of the parents are asking themselves, what am I going to do with my child for all this time that they will be at home? Because we have the whole of November, we have the whole of December. It's quite a long time, and for a parent, especially those who are busy at work and busy in their businesses, it may be quite a challenge. But the good thing is, you can help your kids to gain several skills, and one of those skills, and very key, is digital skills. Of course, there are other skills like swimming. I asked my daughter another day what skill she would want to learn, and she told me she would want to learn swimming and the rest. And so we're going to see and look into that matter and see what actually can we be able to do and help our kids so that they're able to, do something over this long holiday. Nonetheless, so that's some of the basic things we'll be discussing, and I'm just going to welcome my guest so that we can be able to have a discussion on the same matter. But so as a parent, don't you worry. There are so many opportunities that we have, and we want to create for each one of us so that we can be able to do all that. So we're going to start off, of course, our guest is together with us, and then we'll be able to share all those matters. And probably as a parent, I would want also you to participate in this conversation and ask yourself what is it that you can be able to help your kids right now, sababu mko na wao for the longest time, and ujue ni nini angetaka kufanya. You don't just push them into doing something, but you just need to help them to be able to understand what this they feel comfortable to be able to do, and that would be very important. So karibuni sana, and we are live on Oasis of Love Church Mwea, so you can like the page, follow, comment, ask some few questions there. YouTube, we also go with the same name, and it will be such an encouragement to all of us. So allow me to welcome my guest to say hi, introduce herself, and say what she is doing, and then we can be able to proceed from there. Karibu sana.
Asante sana, Pastor Davis.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Valentine Kimani. I am a STEM educator. STEM meaning science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And our STEM education in the organization I work for, which is called Afritech Code House. Our STEM education is dedicated to the children and to the youth of Africa. So our vehicle is called Afritech Code House, as the name suggests. It's all about technology, coding, and it's about Africa. So this is about us nurturing our own seeds, our own talents, our own leaders, and not only as a country, but as a continent.
So thank you so much. Just like you have heard, it's about technology, it's about all those matters. So would repeat again what is STEM. STEM is also part of the CBC, and we have so many parents currently who do not even understand what's happening. So actually, what is it that you're calling STEM?
I think I would say STEM is a structure or an umbrella. It is an umbrella that covers so many careers under it. And then now it tries to explain the branches of these careers. So we have the branch of science, representing the S in STEM. So science, we get careers as scientists, researchers, microbiologists, zoologists, botanists, and all of that, like anything in the field of science. Then we have technology, of course. It covers everything computer. And we are very alive in that era right now. We are in the technology era. And then we have engineering. So it's a branch that covers all careers or courses under the engineering field, electrical and electronics, telecommunication engineering, medical engineering, all of that. And then we have mathematics, which is actually the foundation of STEM. All of these professions will need a good foundation in mathematics. So yes, that is basic STEM.
Okay, yeah, because I think even in the current model of education, we're also going the same direction, STEM and all that. So, so our discussion will be around the digital skills for our children.
Yes.
So, what would be your definition on what is digital skills? What are digital skills?
Digital skills. Let's translate it directly. Digital, at least most people understand. Digital, what do they relate it with? Let's say the TV.
The computer.
Computers, smart TV, smart computers. So it's literally digital, that aspect of technology. And then the skills is now knowing the how to maneuver these hardware, not only from the outside. Juu sahi kama watoto wanajua to cooperate, turn on using the remote, or if you're using an app on the phone, there's voice assistance for turning on the TV. But now the digital skills that we are representing is teaching the children now to understand what goes on behind. Now the workings of the remote, the TV, the computers. So it is shallow, but it is also a bit deep. Yes.
So what would you say are some of the digital skills a kid should learn as young as they can be, and up to a certain age where they become so competent in that? So what are some of the areas a child at least we can be able to help them to get into as early as they
can? Allow me to answer you with a verse in the Bible. It may not be very accurate on where it is, but there's a verse that says, teach a child in a way they walk, and then they'll never deviate from it.
Proverbs 22:6.
Thank you.
Train up a child in the way they should go and they are young.
You're there for that, to bring that skill on board. So it is exactly that verse. You see, the age we are targeting, it's about 8. We say 8 to 15. But we are not closing doors. We are open even to children who are at 4 to 8. The thing is about curiosity. At this age, children are very curious. They want to touch things. They want to learn things. So it is the responsibility of the parents and teachers, us together, to come together to realize we need to put something of value in front of this child, so that their curiosity is forward on something worth it. All right? That is what we are doing. And so the skills that we are presenting to them are skills they relate to. Each and every day they are playing computer games. They are playing phone games. they are exploring in truth, right? So we teach them to create those games at this age as they are playing with their curiosity. They see the watermelon slashing game. We give them the skill, the knowledge, the know-how, and the mentorship to create a game similar to that. So they are exploring their skill, their passions, their vision as well, you know. So there is that. We also give them proximity to the computers and tablets and a lot of mentorship. So they get to explore tools like artificial intelligence, and which would be it's a good tool when it comes to researching, even for professionals. So as this child is exploring the creating of video games and computer games and whatnot, we also are training their mind that they need to be researchers. Yeah. So once we start giving them access to tools like artificial intelligence, then they start learning, absorbing another skill of researching. And in the process, they are also getting trained. So those are some of the skills that we are actually giving to the children as basics. Yes.
That's very important. Thank you so much. As you can hear, we are not just kids are not coming into digital space just to watch cartoons and play games and all that. They are being trained on how even to be able to come up with those games. And you see, like now what I've realized, and I'm so grateful that this is built in Africa and for Africa.
Yes.
Like I remember there was a clothesline in the US by black people, which was called Fubu, for us by us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's why it was called Fubu. And it was just built for the black people by a black person and all that.
Beautiful.
So when we have created something that is from Africa for Africa, I think it will make a lot of sense. Why? Because even the cultural space, the environment of Africa is different from other, places and all that. Sometimes I get mad when I go to a class and find the chart on the charts, G for girl, that girl is a white. I don't have a problem with the color and all that. Or B for boy, and the boy is a white, and we are learning, in an African class.
Yeah.
I mean, why can't we have something that is tailored for Africa? You understand what I mean?
I do.
So that now, if it's games that we are watching on our TVs, wacha ikuwe ni watoto wa Africa, tusiende tu kuimba tu the wheels on a bus na ni wazungu tu, so that at least katoto ka Africa kanaweza kuelewa what you're talking about. I think when we bring it in that dimension, it makes a lot of sense even to the kid. And if they're able to create, because they are the ones, if they're able to create that for themselves and us, then it even becomes, better and all that. So let's come to what is the importance of learning digital skills for a child?
There are so many important reasons why. And first of all is example what I've told you. When we're in them in class, they'll be learning to create games. Yeah. They'll be learning to create games, and it is very possible at some point they'll have to do research through our mentorship. So they are on training basically. And research is a very key tool for actually any profession. Yeah. So we are actually mentoring a child early enough into the world of research. This is also meaning that your child can now, at age of 8 or 10 years or even 12, akikaa chini hivi na kitabu ya homework, anaweza fungua vitabu zingine za science kama 3 kando, because they are already trained on research. And that means their knowledge intake is also expanded. We teach them problem solving skills, because now when it comes to creating, the process is through coding, the programming process now. Through the coding process, you have to do a lot of what we call debugging, because at some point your code will stall because of just some few things. It's a really complicated process. So you always have to go back, look at through maybe 500 lines of code or 1,000 or 3,000. You're checking for where is that mistake, what caused my program not to run as I wanted to see. So your child is trained to look at problems, to look for problems and actually solve them, which is a very important skill in life, not just in class. The independence of thought, because we allow for creativity to flow. We can be in a classroom of about 40, but we could be learning about the same thing, but we are allowing 5 concepts of the same thing. So we are allowing different groups to run with their creativity, so they get to trust their thoughts in the process, because at the end of the day they'll give us something beautiful, you know. It only may need refining here and there, but you get to see their creativity flow, and that trains them on that freedom of thought, which is also a very important skill. Yes, and a lot more.
So the best of critical and creative thinking and problem solving.
Yes.
Of course, I did not even get so much of the language you have used. You're coming to that.
Yes.
But the issue of creativity, critical thinking, and problem solving, I think it's a very important skill for our kids to learn as early as they can. You see, like what's happening in our generation, when our children and the young people, the youth, find themselves in a fix. Some of them, instead of asking themselves, what can I do about this? How do I get out of this issue and all that? They are deciding to end their lives. Instead of ending the problem, they end their lives.
Yeah.
And I think it's a problem of, we have not taught them the skills of problem solving, how to critically and become creative, so that if you're in an issue, you know, hii inafaa kufanya hivi na hivi, you know, and I think we need to actually, that would be a very good opportunity for our kids to be able to learn. Sometimes I observe my daughters in the house, and there's like an issue there, and I try to observe, what are you going to, or sometimes I create a problem intentionally,
okay,
to be able to see how will they solve that problem, so that you can be able to help them. Do you also think that these digital skills will be able to help them probably to find their career path early in life?
Yes. Yes, because and mostly it will be in the STEM path. Actually, that is what we are hoping for. Because I think for me, I also believe in science. Science is actually the natural world.
You are science oriented.
Basically, you know. So it is a vehicle that is used to solve, or rather it has been used to solve so many problems over the years. But again, now the aspect of Africa comes in, because unfortunately we've only been consumers of, if it comes to health, our medical knowledge is imported, you know. So how about we try to increase our own scientists, like African trained scientists, who can also, like, having grown with that freedom of thought and creativity, who can also try to find different cures for different problems within the continent, you know. So those are some of the things we are trying to address. And fortunately, there are also a few other organizations that are rising to do the same in the continent. So it's collective efforts, and we are hoping that at some point we get to see our own scientists, our own medical solutions, you know, technology solutions, because the phones we're using right now are actually imported, you know. As much as we would also have the issues of policies and whatnot, but we want to see an increase, especially in the creating of these resources.
So you agree that African problems can only be solved in an African way, right?
In a different African way.
Yeah, because now, just like you've said, I think we and put it rightly that Africa, we have only been consumers.
Yeah.
And it's very unfortunate that we still consume what comes from us. Like, for instance, we produce tea,
Yeah.
we produce coffee, then we sell it abroad, it's processed, then sold back to us very expensively.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Just 10 grams, 10 grams of coffee, in fact 5 grams of coffee sold at 10 shillings. That is to tell you that each gram is 2 shillings. But a sack of coffee, coffee beans, probably it's bought at a very cheap price.
Yeah.
But when it's processed, then it's taken back to us. Na pia tukunywangi ile nzuri, tunaletewa
Quality.
yenye quality iko chini, sababu it's very interesting, and these are some of the conversations. I don't know what happens to African leaders. I don't know. I've never truly understood when they sit in those platforms. What actually do they discuss? Like we are not really trying to help ourselves on what you're supposed to be doing. Like now in Kirinyaga, let's take for instance where we are.
Yeah.
We produce rice, we produce coffee, tea also. But do we have processing centers whereby instead of importing, we can process everything here and then we sell it, finished product? You understand what I'm trying to say?
I am.
So I think we have an issue, and we are praying to God that people like you begin to rise, so that when you get to those levels, you can create policies that are friendly, that we're able to help our people and all that. Like now, I was very mad in a way at Mwea tuna produce mchere imeflood huku, and then the government has allowed people to import rice, and of course they import at a very cheap price. They come and sell at a very cheap price. So now mchere huku itanda. You understand what I mean? That we really have a problem in India. You guys need to help us to know how to solve that. Now, we are talking about digital skills, right?
Yes.
And I heard you mention about some of the skills you'll be teaching the kids is what really happens behind the program you are seeing. Like your game, before ikuje tucheze and all that, kuna mambo mingi inafanyika na kule behind the curtains. Yes. Just like I was observing another day, when you see the newscasters hapa mbele, huko nyuma hata ndio kazi ile mingi inakuanga.
Exactly.
Yeah, so tunaona tu mtu amesimama hapa, ameanza kuongea, kumbe ako directed from huko nyuma a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So hii unaita coding. What is coding? What are those stuffs that are behind us seeing a program, a game, or whatever it is? What is behind all that?
Okay, so in the shortest way I can explain, what is behind there are instructions. Yes, coding are actually basically, or rather code. Codes are basic instructions now to a program. It's like someone coming and instructing you. You need to stand up, walk 3 steps, and then wait a minute, come back. Now that becomes a program. You have been programmed. You've been given instructions. Do this, come back, do this. That is what is happening behind the curtain. And that is now, you see now the instructions now need someone to design them. Yeah.
So like these applications we use, apps,
Yes.
Are they as a result of coding?
Yes. It is all that instructions, just instructions upon nyuma zinaambia operate like this, move like this, do like this, answer like this. Yes.
So and then what's programming?
No, programming is the same process. Coding and programming is just the same process. I think programming could be the more official one. Then coding needed to, but it's the process. So, like for example, just what I've explained there.
Yes.
Like I could say, create a program of Pastor Davis dancing on stage. Yeah. So you see, the program is that create a program of that Pastor Davis dancing on stage. So there are instructions now I'm supposed to write behind there. Tell Pastor Davis to stand up. So Pastor Davis stands up. tell Pastor Davis to move. So the Pastor Davis moves. Now that becomes the program being designed using instructions. Yes. So we are teaching the children now how to figure out the instructions to give so that the program is created, how to arrange those instructions, which instructions to give, yeah, stuff like that.
It's quite a lot of work, eh?
Yes.
So that is the language. So that's the language that computers understand and all that.
Yes.
The coding programs would say like it's the language of the computers or something.
The language of the computer actually, yeah, is called binary. It's just 0 and 1s, yeah. That is, if we are talking the language of computers, it's the language of computer is 0 and 1. So like now the coding is the language that allows humans to talk to computers.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So computer understands the binaries, the
Yes.
0 and 1.
Yes.
But as a human being,
yeah,
how do I communicate to
now
the computer?
exactly.
So it's now the coding process.
Now the coding comes in there.
All right.
Yes.
So that's what the kids will be learning.
That is what the kids will be learning. Yes.
I think we should also attend that class and see whether there's something we can be able to get out of all that. So, what is the expected outcome for the kids who have learned that? What is your expectation as a teacher? At the end of, as a teacher, you talk about at the end of this lesson, the learner should. So, what is your expectation?
First of all, skills. I expect them to have learned a certain process when it comes to that the instructions, which instructions to give, how to arrange them, the whatnot. And again, I expect them to have had an increased curiosity now, another level of curiosity, because I think coding has that. It does that to someone. Like the moment you create something and you say it's beautiful, you want to test the limits. What else can I create? So I am expecting to get that from the kids as well. I think those are my main. Having them get the skills and then that increase in curiosity, because it is what will keep them exploring and diving deeper in the world of technology.
Briefly, because you need to come to an end. I think your class is almost starting.
Yeah.
Let's come to AI.
Yes.
AI is the game changer. I read this man called Strive Masiwa on his Facebook page, and he was saying in China they have already instructed the Ministry of Education that a child with 6 years and above, they must learn AI skills, basic AI skills. And then in one of the researches in the US, I saw when schools close, they go for holiday. There we don't say close. They go for holiday. In Africa we close because we can literally close.
Yeah.
When they go for holiday, that is colleges, high schools, universities, and all that, the use of AI goes down by 41%, which is to mean that consumers of AI are educational sectors and all that. So it seems like AI might end up becoming a game changer. Of course, we must be able to see how, we also work with it so that we don't just create to school watu wako, so the bit of critical thinking and all that. School unaweza uliza AI swali na kujibu, so hata una time ya kufikiria ni kufanya all that. So AI, please mention something about AI.
So AI basically it's computer learning patterns. Yeah. So the bit of China making the study of AI compulsory is abuse to them, especially in the education sector. You see, as I've said, it's that just computer learning patterns. Yeah. So you get to an AI tool, and it has access to millions and millions of information, databases with information, and it can be able to study patterns. If you ask a question, It can follow up patterns, names mentioned somewhere in certain articles, and retrieve so much information within milliseconds. You know, so giving your child a tool to like that one, you're giving them access to information and knowledge, and that is I think that is the ultimate reason why we have the education process, right?
Yeah, sure.
To have access to information and knowledge. So AI is a game changer for me as an educationalist. I know that. So it is necessary for it to be integrated into the education system, and children taught like at different levels how to explore it safely, because again, if the information and the knowledge is that expanded, then it has to be given in small measures to the child. Yes, but the access of it should be explored, or rather should be taken seriously. Yes.
Is AI just chat GPT?
No.
You know, when you mention AI, what comes to the minds of people mostly is chat GPT. Is AI all that?
No. People, I think, interact with AI on a daily basis without realizing. For example, once you get into YouTube, you search on something, the next thing you'll see a recommendation similar to that, right? That is AI at work.
Okay.
Those recommendations, because it has studied your pattern. You know, we are kingia YouTube and searching.
So if you want, I want to know what you usually, go to do online. I can just check that, and I'll be able to see.
The what? Yeah, no, like
The pattern you're talking about. It's not necessarily I'm saying that. There's a time I love watches.
Yeah.
So nikienda, I just look at watches. So every now and then naonanga to pop up for watches and all that. That's what you're talking about. Yeah.
That is AI. It's what people usually say. Na hizi simu zinatusikiza siku hizi.
Okay.
You know, haikusikizi. Okay, it could be kusikiza in because there's audio, there's image AI, you know, but it's basically that. Once you search something, it's AI at work, so it's much expansive than just Chat GPT.
No, Chat GPT is just like a small bit of what we're calling AI.
It's a drop of water in the ocean.
Okay.
Yes.
So there's a lot of the stuff to study. I mean, a majority of us just think AI. Ukiuliza mtu, the other name for AI is Chat GPT. Because that's what the majority of us is. Without knowing that we have so many other, it's not just that.
We will roll out classes for adults soon.
Yeah, you should, because now tusijaibishe kwa watoto wetu, tukiongea labda wanashindwa kukoaje. Now, let me ask, in terms of in technology, digital space and all that, our kids are like now they are at home, they're using computers, our tablets, our phones and all that. What are some of the security measures we can put in place, because kuna a lot of cyber crimes and bullying and all that. So how can we help our kids to, because we cannot say they are not going to use. Mtoto atatumia simu, atatumia tablet, atafanya nini, juu hatutaki ati ajipate. So because we are in that era, they must use and we must encourage them. But how do we guide them so that they are safe on digital space?
Their tablets that are edu-friendly. The software is designed for a child, literally. So there's that. So parents can focus on buying such gadgets. Or rather, if it's the regular ones, make sure they at least you apply a parental lock, so that anytime a child wants to download something or open a certain site that you have not allowed yet, they have to send you a request through email. Once they just try to access the site or whatever, you receive an email asking if your child is allowed on the site. So that parental lock would work wonders.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sasa wazazi mnasikia, so please do not deny your kid to the permission to use your those gadgets and all that, but you can be wiser in a way so that you're able to help them and guide them. because we need to train them as early as they can on digital space and skills and all that. So I think that's very important for us. Now we are coming to the end of our program for today, but we're going to catch up next week so that we can continue the discussion about digital skills for your kids. Wewe mzazi, kama uko na mtoto nyumbani na unashindwa vile utamfanya, is an opportunity for you to bring them on board to learn digital skills and such for the time that they will be at home and all that, and to be very important for you. I want to give my sister an opportunity to explain what they are doing, who they are, what they are doing, and which centers they have, especially where we are in Mwea, so that you can be able to get what actually we are doing ili mtoto wako aweze kufaidika, na si lazima atukue Mwea. Kama tunatumanga watoto mpaka shule, unasikia tumetoka Kirinyaga na ameenda shule Maseno, ameenda shule wapi Meru, so you can also send your kid around. So karibu sana and explain who you are, what actually are you doing, and ni centers gani mko nazo, so that we can be able to assist the parents to reach out.
Good. So Afritech Code House is a bit expanded. We have different departments, and in the technical and training department, we have a program called Afritech Kids Space. That is a space that has been created for children between the age of 8 to 16, and they are put into different classes, and they get to explore on programming and robotics as well. They explore on AI under our guidance and mentorship, and that is what we are currently doing. We have a center right here at Oasis of Love Church, and we also have another center currently that is running of Mwea Brethren Comprehensive Schools. So registration is still ongoing at those centers, so you can join our class. We will be providing the tablets for your children to learn, and other resources, coding resources that will be needed. And also, I think another center that is coming up soon, which will be communicated as soon as it's confirmed.
All right, thank you so much. It will be such a joy if you were to make a decision as a parent or as a guardian to bring your kid around. We have a center at Oasis of Love Church. Another one is at Mwea Brethren, and of course, various other centers are being opened up for this holiday specifically for your kids to learn digital skills. Tafadhali mtoto wako asiachwe nyuma. Currently, digital skills are very important for your kid, and just like you said, they will be taught on how to do coding, app development, animations, and all that. It's be an ongoing thing, and I'll be very glad for us to have those programs that are African based, so that we can also be able to grow our own. And especially with this company, it will be very important for us also to support them, so that you're able to grow something that is African and for Africa. It will be very important for us, and I think it will be a joy for our parents. Imagine you seeing a program on TV and it's your daughter or your son who created it, and it will not only be a joy to you, but also be a source of income. I want to believe so, because if they're able to develop and come up with a program or come up with an app, that is money, and that's what we're also trying to do: self-employment. They don't have to be employed, they can be able to do that on their own. And so tafadhali karibuni sana huku Oasis of Love Church is a center, and then Mwea Brethren pia kuna center. Now you know what, hii course kama ungeenda shule zingine utalipa pesa mingi sana, but the company has you're working with KCB, right?
Yes,
yeah, KCB Bank, and therefore the price is subsidized completely. Pesa kidogo sana, should be around what?
3,500.
Yeah, 3,500 and for a whole month, right?
Yes.
A whole month. Kama ingekuwa ni wewe unaenda kulipa kwa shule ingine, the ones that do this, you pay a lot of money. Please take advantage of this from 8 years and above. Hao wengine wako chini, bado kunaangaliwa vile program itatengenezwa yao, so they are not also left behind. So till we meet again, that should be next week, Tuesday. We'll gather here again as we speak about digital skills and all that. Now, you may be surprised that on that very day, we may be having a kid who tell us what they have learned for that 1 week so that we can also receive a challenge. God bless you so much and see you next week, same place, same time. My name is Davis Muroki, and this is the Contend Show, your favorite morning breakfast show. God bless you so much. See you.